Champions League. Let's head straight live to Ben Ransom. Obviously, we're going to talk up City's trip to Arsenal, but instant reaction to the draw. And we now know who City have got, don't we, Ben?
Yeah, remarkable, isn't it? They can't keep away from Real Madrid at Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, with all of his history at Barcelona, it seems as though it's written in the stars. They will keep meeting. It's the third consecutive season in the Champions League. They've played them. They played them the last 3 years. This will be the fourth year, actually. Forgive my maths. This will be the fourth consecutive season because they played them in the last 3, of course. Since Pep's been here, they've actually met them 4 times already. They met them in the COVID-affected season of 2020, if you remember, when the legs were split between February and August in that summer tournament. City went through on that occasion. The following season, Real Madrid, they met them again. You'll remember when Manchester City were comfortably leading. They were going through, entering the final moments in the Bernabeu, and they conceded those 2 late goals, and Real Madrid came from nowhere. Their name was seemingly on the trophy that season, and they went all the way on to win the trophy, and City were left ruining what might have been. And then 2023, fast forward another season when Manchester City met Real Madrid en route to winning the treble. And you might remember that fantastic night at the Etihad where they absolutely played them off the park and thrashed them 4-0. And more recently, last season, Real Madrid came out on top. An epic encounter. 2 teams went absolutely toe-to-toe across the 2 legs. And eventually, you remember, it was a really excellent rearguard effort from Real Madrid that got a draw at the Etihad. And they obviously went through on penalties. So, look, these 2 teams, as I say, they always seem to be on collision course. I'm sure Pep Guardiola would have much preferred a trip to meet his old mates down in Bayern Munich, which was the other possible draw for them. But Real Madrid loom large. Right now, Pep was honest enough in midweek to say that, look, they're not on the same level as Real Madrid. They are the kings of Europe. He always uses that phrase. City, in their current predicament, the way they're playing, are not able to compete. But he did suggest in a couple of weeks when the first leg of this tie comes around and maybe City might be in a slightly better shape. They'll have all their new January signings of
tonight. So you wanted mayhem, you certainly got mayhem this evening. This then, the look at the final table. At the top, you got Liverpool. Yes, they lost to PSV, but they do still finish in first place. Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen all started in the top 8. They also stay in that top 8. The big moves are Aston Villa and Lille, who both win to move up into that top 8. They take the places of Atalanta, who fall down to 9th, and AC Milan, who drop out to 13th. Scroll down. And wow, here's some drama for you for the last playoff spots. At half-time, Manchester City were out. Then they rallied for 3 second-half goals to beat Bruges and escape the drop. They finish in 22nd place. They do indeed get a playoff spot tonight. In Croatia, the great escape wasn't to be for Dinamo Zagreb. They beat AC Milan 2-1 to climb out of the elimination zone, but then Sporting equalised, ruined it all for them against Bologna. That game then finished 1-1. Sporting goes to the playoffs, that means, and Dinamo Zagreb, they go out. Stuttgart's home loss to PSG sees them also fall through that trap draw. PSG are into the playoffs. So, the playoff draw, this is then how it looks. Remember, this is coming up on Friday for you. You can watch it on our air on Paramount Plus. It's going to be live. What are you so excited about?
Man City, Celtic, and Real Madrid on Bayern. Problems. Really big.
So you do admit that's problems, because Jamie's been talking about it for a minute.
Yes, it's massive problems.
Wow.
We're hanging on against Brugge. So, yeah, but it looks tasty, doesn't it? It looks brilliant. Any other fixtures, Jamie?
Oh, what's standing
Juventus
out
potentially against AC Milan, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Juve could play Milan. I mean, that's a massive game in Serie A, but it would be even bigger
and that would
in
be
Champions League.
PSV?
Yes. Could be. But Juventus Milan, that's been a previous Champions League final as well. I mean, look at some of the teams here who are in this playoff round. We would never have believed this. PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Milan, Man City.
Can very likely get an all-French one as well, Thierry.
Yes, you can. Yes, as you can see. I mean, like I said, we're all talking at the end of the day will be the same teams in the final. Sorry to ruin it for you.
See, don't be like that,
it's always the same thing. I was the same when I saw the player looking at what they were looking at. I was never like that as a player, so I'm not going to change now as a pundit. We'll see who's going to go to the final. It doesn't matter since I'm young. It has nothing to do with level. When I was 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wait, I've missed what we're talking about.
I'm just talking about looking who's going to meet who this, with that. I was never that type of person. You know what I mean?
You didn't like that kind of fun?
No, it wasn't. No, I like to play. You find it funny, but I like to play. Who is on the field? Who we're going to play? We play that team. Let's concentrate on that team. Next, what is it? You know, I told you already. I don't like to do the brackets. I never used to like to do it. When they used to, the guy at Arsenal used to come out and say we drew. I never used to stop.
So it's such a great part of our show. Though.
No, it is. You're asking me a question. You're asking me a question. I wasn't like that, so that's why I'm like I never get excited for stuff like that.
Can we remember the goal count? I said 55, so I didn't. What was the final goal count score? Do we know how many goals there were?
60 plus.
60 what exactly?
60,
Has anybody got the number? Toddy? We're relying on you, Toddy.
It was about,
He's trying.
64
Give him a second.
before
Give
the
Toddy
last
a
goal
second.
went in.
You need to hit it right on the
64
money.
is the correct
But you
answer.
said right on the money.
Right on the money.
I got 55.
Nobody
I
won.
got
What
what?
do you mean right on the money?
That's what you said.
You said closest
no,
to.
whoever's closest. That's not,
I
there's
think-
no fun in that.
Well, I said 60.
No, I think it should be closest.
Of course it should be closest.
No, that was his game, his rule. He said.
On Europa League, we play. hit
Well,
it
you're
right
not on
the
Europa
money.
League. This is
Closest
Champions League.
Then you're gonna get a
Does
win.
anybody
You
ever
change the
win?
rule of the man.
Occasionally.
Very occasionally.
Occasionally, people win and creates
There you
a
go.
lot of drama.
Stay. Don't bite. Your rule is what? Right on the money.
Right on the money.
Stay with it.
Sorry.
Well, that's boring.
Yeah.